In Singapore's bustling heart, where skyscrapers pierce the humid night and neon lights flicker on rain-slicked streets, a silver bracelet lies forgotten on a sidewalk. Its delicate chain glints under a flickering street lamp, raindrops rippling around it like tiny echoes of fate. Pedestrians rush past, their umbrellas swaying in the tropical drizzle, oblivious to the small treasure. A woman's high-heeled foot pauses near it. Her phone's glow distracting her, and the bracelet remains untouched, a quiet promise waiting to reshape a life. Li Mei, a 30-year-old Chinese-Singaporean woman, sits at a candlelit table in a rooftop restaurant overlooking the glittering Marina Bay sands. Her red silk dress clings elegantly to her frame, and her poised posture masks a flicker of unease. She adjusts a silver bracelet on her wrist, the same one from the sidewalk, its delicate links catching the soft glow of chandeliers. The chair across from her is empty, and she checks her watch, her manicured fingers betraying a hint of impatience. Li Mei is a self-made millionaire, CEO of Mei Enterprises, a tech empire built through sleepless nights and unrelenting ambition. Her office, a sleek glass tower, buzzes with contracts and innovations, but paparazzi photos on her phone label her Singapore's richest bachelorette, a title she dismisses with a sigh. Her mother's voice lingers in her mind, sharp and insistent. Find someone worthy, May. Status matters. Don't squander your empire. The restaurant hums with wealth. Crystal glasses clink, soft jazz drifts through the air, and waiters glide silently. Li Mei sips champagne, her eyes scanning the room, noting the couples laughing, their ease a contrast to her solitude. She recalls her childhood in a modest HDB flat, her grandmother's warm hands teaching her to braid her hair, and the bracelet she gifted her at 16. "This will guide you to what's real," her grandmother had said, her voice soft but firm. Li Mei touches the bracelet now, its weight grounding her in the opulent chaos. 25 minutes late, Derek Tan strides in, a 35-year-old Chinese-Singaporean with a tailored suit and an arrogant smirk. His Rolex flashes as he sits, offering no apology. "Traffic," he says, waving a hand dismissively. Li Mei forces a polite smile, but her shoulders stiffen, her fingers tightening around her glass. Their conversation is a mismatched dance. Derek boasts about his yacht docked at Sentosa, his investments in Dubai, and his exclusive club memberships. Li Mei counters with her latest merger, a multi-million-dollar deal with a Shanghai firm. But her voice is clipped, her enthusiasm feigned. Derek barely listens, his gaze wandering to a nearby table of giggling influencers. The bracelet slips slightly on her wrist, unnoticed, as tension coils between them. In the restaurant's steamy kitchen, Jun Kai, a 28-year-old Chinese-Singaporean waiter, balances trays with practiced ease. His kind eyes crinkle as he jokes with a coworker, his laugh warm amidst the clatter of pots. He wears a crisp white uniform, but his hands bear faint charcoal smudges from sketching during breaks. Jun Kai dreams of becoming an artist, capturing Singapore's soul in his worn notebook. Hawker stalls, monsoon rains, elderly uncles playing chess. He supports his younger sister, Ling, through university, sending her tuition fees despite his modest wages. A photo on his phone shows them at a lantern festival, her text reading, "Thanks, Kai. You're the best." Through the kitchen window, Jun Kai notices Li Mei's table, her tense smile catching his eye. He senses her discomfort, recognizing Derek's type, entitled, careless. "That guy's trouble," he mutters to his coworker, his voice low. Li Mei and Derek move to the restaurant's open terrace, where the city sparkles below, its lights reflecting on the Singapore River. The air is thick with humidity, and a faint breeze carries the scent of rain. Derek's charm sours as he orders another round of drinks, ignoring Li Mei's polite refusals. His tone grows sharp, his words slurring from too much whiskey. We're the same, May, he says, leaning too close. Power, money, we don't settle for less. Li Mei stands, her voice steady but cold. I'm done here, Derek. She turns to leave, but he grabs her wrist, his grip bruising. The bracelet slips off, falling to the tiled terrace floor, its silver links glinting faintly. Sit down, Derek snaps, his face darkening. Li Mei's heart races, but she holds his gaze. Let go, she says, her voice firm despite the fear creeping in. Jun Kai appears, holding a tray of empty glasses, his presence calm but commanding. Sir, you need to leave, he says, his tone steady. Derek scoffs, releasing Li Mei with a sneer. Mind your place, waiter, he spits, shoving past. Jun Kai steps closer to Li Mei, his eyes kind but alert. You okay? He asks. She nods, shaken but composed, rubbing her wrist where Derek's fingers left faint red marks. I'm fine, she says. Just get him out. Security arrives, escorting Derek away, his protests echoing as he stumbles toward the elevator. The bracelet lies forgotten on the terrace, raindrops beginning to fall, its shine dimmed but persistent. Li Mei walks alone through Singapore's streets, the rain soaking her dress, her heels clicking on Orchard Road's wet pavement. The city's vibrancy, neon signs, chattering tourists, the hum of late-night buses, feels hollow, its lights blurring through her tears. She pauses under a street lamp, her breath catching as she realizes her bracelet is gone. Memories flood back, her grandmother's wrinkled hands fastening the bracelet on her wrist, her stories of love and resilience, her warning to seek what's true. Frantic, Li Mei retraces her steps, her eyes scanning the sidewalk. The rain intensifies, her hair clinging to her face, but then she sees it, the bracelet, lying in a puddle, glinting just as it did at the story's start. She kneels, her dress pooling in the water, and picks it up, clutching it to her chest. A tear mixes with the rain, her grandmother's words echoing. What's real? In his cramped apartment, Jun Kai sits at a wobbly table, sketching the restaurant scene by lamplight. Li Mei's face emerges on the page, her guarded expression vivid, the bracelet a delicate detail he noticed. His sister, Ling, 20 years old, sprawls on a couch, teasing him. Hero complex much? She says, grinning. Saving rich ladies now. Jun Kai chuckles, his pencil pausing. She didn't need saving, he replies. Just a push. The sketch captures the bracelet's curve, its significance lingering in his mind. He thinks of his own dreams, the art school rejection letter tucked in a drawer, and his promise to Ling to keep trying. The apartment smells of instant noodles, the walls adorned with his sketches, Chinatown alleys, Merlion at dusk, his sister's smile. Li Mei, in a plush robe, sits in her penthouse, the bracelet resting on a marble vanity. Floor-to-ceiling windows reveal Singapore's skyline, but the luxury feels sterile. Her phone buzzes with Derek's apologies. Long, self-serving texts she deletes without reading. She recalls galas where she posed for cameras, her smile practiced but hollow, and dinners with suitors her mother approved, each more disappointing than the last. Her mother's voice rings clear. Marry up, May. Don't waste your empire. The bracelet, her grandmother's gift, feels like a quiet rebellion against that pressure. She searches online for the restaurant, finding a staff photo with Jun Kai's name and a brief bio. Aspiring artist, dedicated brother. She hesitates, then writes a thank you note, her pen pausing over the words. You made a difference. The next morning, Li Mei visits the restaurant, the note folded in her purse. The manager informs her Jun Kai's shift ended, but a co-worker mentions he sketches at a nearby park. Li Mei wanders to the Botanic Gardens, where orchids bloom and fountains ripple under a hazy sun. She spots Jun Kai by a fountain, his notebook open to a sketch of street hawker. You're the waiter, she says, her voice tentative. From last night. Jun Kai looks up, his smile warm. And you're the one who didn't need saving, he replies, a playful glint in his eyes. They sit on a bench, the bracelet visible on her wrist, its silver catching the sunlight. He shares his dream of exhibiting his art, his voice alive with passion. She admits her loneliness, the weight of her wealth isolating her despite her success. Money's loud, he says, but it doesn't talk back. Li Mei smiles, her grandmother's wisdom echoing in his words. The fountain's soft murmur and the park's greenery ease her guard, their conversation stretching into the afternoon. Over the next month, Li Mei and Jun Kai meet often, their lives intertwining against Singapore's vibrant backdrop. At a bustling night market in Geylang, they share satay and teh tarik, laughing as sauce drips on his shin. He wipes it with a napkin, grinning, and she feels a warmth she hasn't known in years. In a quiet art gallery in Gilman Barracks, he explains a painting's bold strokes, his hands gesturing with quiet intensity, and she listens, captivated. They walk along Clark Quay at dusk, the river reflecting fairy lights, their shoulders brushing. She funds an art exhibit for him, anonymously, knowing his pride would balk at her wealth. He gifts her a sketch of the bracelet, titled Fate Found, its lines capturing the night they met. The bracelet appears in every moment. On her wrist at the market, glinting in the gallery's soft light, clutched as they share a quiet moment by the river, a thread weaving their bond. Li Mei's world shifts. She attends fewer galas, her mother's calls going unanswered. At a board meeting, she doodles the bracelet's design, her mind on Jun Kai's laugh. Her best friend, Wei Ling, a sharp-witted lawyer, notices the change. You're glowing, Wei Ling says over coffee at a little India cafe, the air thick with curry and jasmine. Is it the waiter? Li Mei blushes, admitting she's never felt so seen. Wei Ling warns her gently, your mother won't approve. He's not your world. Li Mei touches the bracelet, her resolve firm. Maybe he's the world I want, she says. Jun Kai faces his own doubts. At a hawker center, Ling teases him about dating a millionaire, her tone half serious. She's out of your league, Kai, she says, slurping laksa. What if you're just a phase? Jun Kai stares at his sketchbook, the bracelet drawing open before him. He thinks of Li Mei's unguarded smile, her quiet support, and shakes his head. She's real, he says. He works extra shifts to save for his exhibit, determined to prove himself, not to her wealth, but to her heart. A subplot emerges. Derek reappears, seeking redemption. He corners Li Mei at a charity gala, his suit pristine, his tone contrite. I was out of line, he says, offering a diamond necklace. Let me make it right. The necklace's cold gleam contrasts with the bracelet's warmth. Li Mei declines, her voice firm. You don't know me, she says, walking away. Derek's smile fades, his pride stung, but he doesn't pursue her. The encounter strengthens Li Mei's clarity. Status isn't love. 6 months later, Jun Kai's first art exhibit fills a sleek gallery in Marina Bay, his sketches lining the walls. Hawker stalls, monsoon streets, and one of Li Mei wearing the bracelet, titled The Night It Began. Li Mei attends, her blue dress understated but elegant, her heart racing. The gallery buzzes with critics and locals, the air alive with chatter. Jun Kai sees her and smiles, his navy blazer slightly wrinkled but charming. You came, he says, his voice soft. Wouldn't miss it, she replies, her eyes bright. He reveals he knows she funded the exhibit, having traced the anonymous donation. You didn't have to hide it, he says. I'm not afraid of who you are. Li Mei's eyes well up, her fingers tracing the bracelet, its weight now light. This led me to you, she says, her voice trembling. Their hands brush, the city lights twinkling beyond the gallery's glass walls, a silent promise forming. A year later, Li Mei and Jun Kai, now married, walk through the Botanic Gardens at night. The fountain sparkles under moonlight, its ripples echoing their first meeting. Li Mei wears a simple white dress, the bracelet, his wedding gift to her, glinting on her wrist. Jun Kai, in a linen shirt, holds her hand, his sketchbook tucked under his arm. They pause, her head resting on his shoulder, the city's hum a distant lullaby. The bracelet catches the light, its silver chain a testament to their journey. Their love faced doubts, her mother's disapproval, his fear of being unworthy, the world's whispers about their mismatched status. Li Mei's mother, at their small wedding, had softened, seeing her daughter's joy. "You chose well," she admitted, her voice gruff. Ling, now a university graduate, teased Jun Kai, calling him the artist who caught a star. The bracelet, once lost in a moment of chaos, had guided them through rain and pride to a love that defied expectations. The story began with a small, forgotten thing, a bracelet on a rainy sidewalk. It fell during a night of mistakes, was found in a moment of despair, and wove two hearts together. Fate doesn't bow to wealth or status. It finds you when you're ready to see what's real, when you choose authenticity over appearances. Moral lesson: true love thrives on genuine connection, not wealth or status. For the heart finds its home in honesty and kindness. If this story of a lost bracelet and an unexpected love touched your heart, let us know in the comments. What moment spoke to you most? Hit that like button to share the love, and subscribe to join our journey for more tales of fate, kindness, and connection, inspired by a single image. Don't forget to tap the bell so you never miss a story. Your support keeps these stories alive, and we can't wait to share the next one with you.